All right, let's talk about one of the most hyped up, yet seriously misunderstood technologies out there, blockchain. We're going to decode it for you, and I promise we're going to show you why it is so much more than just cryptocurrency. Does this sound familiar? You're scrolling online, you see headlines about Web3, NFTs, crypto, and it all just feels like a completely different language. If you've ever felt totally lost in all the buzz, don't worry, you are definitely in the right place. We are about to make it all click. Okay, first things first, let's just bust the single biggest myth right out of the gate. So many people hear blockchain and their brain immediately jumps to Bitcoin. But you know what? That's kind of like saying the internet is just for sending email. Cryptocurrency is only the very tip of the iceberg. It's just one thing you can do with this tech. Blockchain is the powerful engine, not just the flashy car it's powering. So, let's move beyond the Bitcoin buzz, shall we? In this first part, we're going to peel back all those layers of hype to really get what blockchain is at its very core. And honestly, at its heart, it is a pretty simple idea. Let's just forget all the crazy, complex jargon for a second. I want you to just think of blockchain as a totally new, revolutionary way to store and share information. That's it. It's a system that's built from the ground up on trust and security, and that simple fact is what opens up a whole world of possibilities. So, the big question, how does it all actually work? Well, to get it, let's use a simple analogy. Just think of it as an unbreakable digital notebook. Okay, imagine we all share one digital notebook. Every time something new happens, say a transaction or an update to a record, we add a new page. Simple enough, right? But here is the magic trick. This notebook isn't just stored in one single place. No, it's copied and spread out across thousands, sometimes millions of computers. Now, think about what that means. For someone to cheat the system and change a page, they would have to find and change everyone's copy, all at the exact same time. It's pretty much impossible, and that's what makes it so incredibly secure. So how does a new page actually get added to this special notebook? Well, first, someone requests a transaction. This creates a new block. That's our new page. Then, that block gets broadcast to everybody on the network. All the computers on the network take a look and validate it, kind of like a digital fact check to make sure it's legit. And once it's verified by the group, it gets permanently added to the chain. It's locked in, unchangeable, forever. Now, this really unique structure gives us some pretty incredible benefits. First, we get radical transparency, because everyone is looking at the exact same ledger. We get that unbreachable security because, like we said, no one can secretly go back and change the records. They're what we call immutable. And this is crucial. Because trust is built right into the system itself, we can start to cut out the middlemen. Just think about it, not needing a bank or a credit card company to verify a payment between two people. That's the real power we're talking about here. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually do? Let's switch gears from the how to the why and look at how this technology is already solving some very real-world problems. Let's talk about the coffee you drink. How do you really know it came from an ethical, sustainable farm like the package says? Well, with blockchain, every single step of that coffee bean's journey, from the moment it's picked by the farmer to the roaster all the way to your cup, can be recorded on this unchangeable ledger. You could literally just scan a QR code on the bag and see its entire verified history. It's an amazing tool against counterfeit goods and for proving where things actually come from. Or how about your medical records? Right now, they're probably scattered across different doctors' offices, different hospitals, all controlled by different companies. Blockchain can create a secure system where you, and only you, hold the keys to your complete medical history. You get to decide which doctor can see what information, giving you a level of privacy and control over your most sensitive data that you've just never had before. And it goes even further than that. Imagine having a digital passport or a university degree that is literally impossible to fake. When you put these credentials on a blockchain, they become instantly verifiable by anyone you give permission to, with no need to call up a government office or a university registrar to check. It's basically a secure personal ID for the digital age that you control. Now look, these examples are just the beginning. They're just scratching the surface. This technology is evolving so fast, and it's all pointing us toward a future that is fundamentally more decentralized. So let's take a quick glimpse at what might be coming next. We're seeing these completely new ideas pop up. For instance, things called DAOs, which are basically organizations run by computer code and community votes instead of a traditional CEO. Then there's the whole concept of Web3, which is this new vision for the internet where you actually own your digital stuff instead of just renting it from giant tech platforms. And, really importantly, developers are working hard to tackle the big challenges, like making these networks way faster and addressing those early environmental concerns by building much more energy-efficient systems. The main thing to remember is, this is not a finished product. It's a rapidly evolving ecosystem.
Of course, the road ahead isn't perfectly smooth. It never is, right? Like with any revolutionary technology, we have to be realistic and clear-eyed about the challenges and the massive opportunities that are on this new frontier.
So here's the bottom line. Yes, there are real hurdles to overcome. The tech can be complex, governments are still trying to figure out the rules, and frankly, it needs to get a lot more user-friendly for your average person. But on the other side of those challenges, we're talking about immense opportunities, a huge wave of innovation that could create brand new industries and help build a more transparent, maybe even a more equitable world. And that brings us to our final thought for today. At its core, blockchain is a new tool for building trust in a digital world. It's a foundational technology, a lot like the internet was a few decades ago. So, now that we've decoded the basics, the real question isn't if it will change things, but what part of our world will it revolutionize next?